Hey guys, it's me, Mitch11 here, and I'm back from our Princess Evangile video for you guys today, episode, whatever we call it. And hold on one sec. Just trying to. We are on episode 13. Yep. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's get right into this.
Moonstone! プリンセスエヴァンジール。ロードしますか？ロードします。
Concretely, it felt like there was a baby. Okay, great way to start off this freaking video. Hey Siri, start the timer for 1 hour.
1 hour, starting now.
Anyway, One-sama, I'm so sorry. About what? It's my fault that Messiah-sama's approval rating has increased. Konami, Vincennes has already accepted the sample. We cannot change that. Which means that if we are to follow the spirit of the exercise, then we must work to fathom the samples, Messiah-sama's true colors. Thus, the most important thing is not to oppose him blindly, but to search for those true colors. Right. Therefore, you have no need to apologize. Messiah-sama will show his true colors, and the others may approve, or perhaps they will not. Either way, the responsibility belongs to Messiah-sama and not to you. Right. Konomi-chan must really have hated me. Not even her One-sama's words could get her to accept it. She's right. The agreement came from an unexpected source. I turned my eyes towards her. The righteous thing to do is find out who he truly is. That's exactly right. You're as wise as ever, Belle. I'm glad that I entrusted you with our society's leadership. Ah, yes. Speaking of which, Rise-san, there's something I've been wanting to ask you. The White Lotus Society hasn't been able to get any new affiliates. What would you think about inviting Ayaka-san? Ayaka-sama? I thought it was a good idea personally, but Rise-san didn't seem enthused by it. But why? At the dance party, she came off like a pretty friendly person. I thought it might be worth a try to invite her. Rise-san turned her eyes to Ritsuko-chan uncertainly. I wonder why it bothers her so much. Furthermore, it was unusual for Rise-san to be so evasive. My sister has little interest in such things. Even if you invite her, it is unlikely that she would accept. Ah, I see. I guess it's no good then. The next day after class, I opened my shoebox only to let out a noise of surprise. I clamped a hand over my mouth and took a look around. Thank goodness, no one's watching me. There was a reason for my shock, of course. There was a letter in my shoebox. I swallowed, then reached out and quietly took out the envelope. I turned it over quickly. It was addressed to Okanogi Messiah-sama. Sama means it's from someone younger, I guess. My mind was in a haze, but I could figure out that much. Then I looked at the back. It was sealed with a sticker, the color and shape of which drew my attention. It was a pink heart. It was. There could be no question. In my entire life, I had never received a love letter. Never received any nice mail either. The only thing I ever got were demand notes from collectors. There was also that damn Dear John letter from my old man. That's the kind of thing I got. So this is a love letter. It was such a change from my past that my heart fluttered with joy. Even my hands were trembling. I realized I had to go somewhere else in a hurry. I quickly stashed it under my uniform and began an awkward walk back to the dorm. I didn't even make it outside when I felt a tap on my shoulder. My whole body went stiff. Masaya-san, whatever is the matter? You seem a bit slouched for some reason. Oh, yeah, my stomach hurts a little, that's all. Oh, how terrible. Cool. Perhaps you should visit the nurse's office. I could accompany you if you wish. Ah, no, it's fine. I know where it is. Very well. But bye. Huh? Messiah-san, there is no nurse's office outside the school building. Hmm? Ruriko-san said something, but I ignored her and rushed outside. I rushed like a whirlwind through the crowds of elegant showing maidens of Vincennes heading back to the dorm. There was no actual need to rush, but I just couldn't wait. I wanted to read it. That was all I could think about. Messiah-san is running awfully late. It appeared that his stomach hurt. I ran into him in the entranceway. His stomach? I see. He looked fine when I saw him at the end of sixth period. The end of sixth period? Wouldn't that be just before? That would appear to be the case. I guess it was a sudden onset. I suppose so. Uh, it appeared to be quite severe. Did it really look that bad? I hope he's okay. But when I told him that the nurse's office was not outside, he continued running anyway. What does that mean? That the pain was so great that he did not hear me, perhaps? You don't think he was just going back to his room? But he told me I know where it is, which would indicate that he intended to go there himself. Well, that is a little strange. Maybe he just needed to go to the bathroom. Perhaps so. I don't know, dude. I ran back to my room and immediately locked the door. I threw my bag down, then dashed across the room and sat down heavily onto my bed. The love letter was a little moist with sweat from having been hidden under my uniform. I peeled away the heart mark sticker with more care than was really necessary, and peeked inside the envelope. Wow, floral. The moment it was opened, I smelled perfume. Uh, the smell of perfume tickled my nose. I was starting to get excited. I removed the nicely folded stationery. What the fuck? Took in a breath and read the contents. Cute girlish handwriting requesting a meeting with me in the rose garden immediately after class. Can I still make it? Flustered, I stood back up and checked my watch. It had been 15 minutes since the bell had rung to mark the end of classes. I vaulted over the table and ran to the door. Clatter, clatter. Ugh, why did the knob have to choose this moment to break? Clatter, clatter. Actually, it's just that I'd locked it before. The Felicity La Vincennes eyed me suspiciously as I ran down the hallway, but I didn't care. That. I scrambled to put on my shoes and flew outside, heading straight for the rose garden. Not doing that. Oh, huh? Is she not here? There were people there, of course. This was where students came to relax. But there was no one who seemed to be waiting for anyone, or who paid special attention to me when I arrived. Uh, I clutched my head and writhed in agony. Eek, what is he doing? Does he have a headache? Ooh, someone's worried about him. The letter I had said immediately after class, which meant that I had arrived 15 minutes late. The ladies of Vincennes were almost certainly not used to this kind of thing. I pulled out the love letter for one last try, but the sender didn't emerge, which meant I had been dumped, and withdrew quietly and threw myself off a cliff. At least that's what I felt like doing. Oh, there he goes again. It's awfully unsettling, gosh. Oh, oh God, what had I done? I was joking about throwing myself off the cliff, but the truth was I had done wrong by that girl. And I felt bad for myself too, after she went through all the trouble to confess like that. If only I had just opened that letter the moment I found it. I took another rueful glance around me. That was strange. All of the students had disappeared. Guess I'll go home. You really are cute, Messiah-kun. What a shame. I was still kicking myself the next day. I didn't know why I'd gotten so worked up about a love letter. I didn't even know what she looked like. I didn't even know her name. Afterwards, I reread the letter and there was no name attached to it. There was a signature, but it was only read pleasant pleasantary. I had never heard that title before, Well, I thought Rise-san or one of the others might know. But I couldn't ask them without telling them about what happened, so for now, it remained a mystery. The reason for my elation and subsequent disappointment wasn't just because a girl confessed to me. In all honesty, I wasn't particularly interested in dating at the moment. In other words, leaving all love and romance out of it. I was just happy to have made a connection with someone. On that night we fled the city, I had cut ties with everyone I knew. I had even lost my closest childhood friend. You might even say my closest friend, period. All on the off chance that I might cause trouble for them. Since then, I kept to myself in class and at work. No friends, and certainly no girlfriends. And in that entire year, I didn't see a single sign that my old man was working to pay back his loans. By the end, I had started to go crazy, thinking my entire life would be like this. That all changed when I came to Vincennes. Now I didn't have to worry about money. I had lots of friends, and I could even get a girlfriend if I wanted. But what I really wanted more than anything was that connection with someone. Even if not a girlfriend, I just wanted ordinary friends. I wanted as many connections as I could form. That's what I wanted. Messiah-san, you seem rather listless today. God, shut the fuck up! Does your stomach still hurt? Huh? Yesterday, Ruiko-san mentioned that you had a stomach ache. Was she mistaken? Oh, I quickly nodded. Yeah, that's right. I pressed my hands against my stomach to reinforce the point. What could it be? You've been acting this way all day. I hope it isn't food poisoning. I'm rather worried. But I appended quickly. I didn't want her worrying about me over a lie. I I think I'm feeling better. Yeah, the pain's almost gone actually. There's just a little nausea. And that should probably be gone before lunchtime. I see. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Um, huh? Oh, nothing. Hmm? I wanted to ask her who the Terry, but in the end, I couldn't bring myself to do it. It was after class. I was walking down the hall when I felt a tingle of anticipation in my chest. I wonder if it's a premonition or just wishful thinking. I was wondering if I was about to get another love letter from Terry. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. It probably wasn't a premonition, of course, but even so, I couldn't keep the restlessness out of my steps. I glanced into my shoebox. I let out a long, deep breath and opened the door. And then, it's there. The words slipped from my lips. I must be psychic after all. To avoid the same mistake as last time, I opened it on the spot. I just had to do it boldly. If they thought I was just reading some ordinary paper, no one would assume it was a love letter. It's the cathedral this time. Oh, Messiah-san. Ah, Ruka-san looked down at my hand. A moment later, her eyes began to sparkle. Oh, Oh my, oh my. Huh? That paper that you are holding, could that it be a love letter by chance? Where did you get that idea? Well, she looked around. This is the entrance. Love letters go into the shoebox. That is the rule of these things. That was right. Even I had guessed it was a love letter when I saw that envelope in my shoebox. That's not true. I gave her a stiff smile and shoved the love letter into my pocket. Me? Get a love letter? Haha, that's ridiculous. Really? It doesn't seem that unusual to me. I shook my head quickly. Well, I'm off. Ah, but the society meeting. Hmm? Ruko-san said something, but I ignored her and rushed outside. I freaking hate this, but whatever. I rushed like a whirlwind through the crowds of elegant, strolling maidens of Vincennes, heading back to their dorms. Okay. It had occurred to me that I had never been to the cathedral before. I steadied myself and pushed open the door. God. I know it doesn't seem so loud to you guys, but it's very loud to me. There was no one else there, which meant she must have been the one who sent the love letter. It's not her though. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. Let's just keep going. But that wasn't the only reason for the tightness in my chest. It was the sight of her, head bowed and hands pressed together. It was an image of the divine. I had unconsciously stifled the sound of my approach, but she slowly turned towards me. It's you, Messiah-sama. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. Not at all. She must have heard the sound of the door opening and closing. She gave me a small bow, then attempted to slip past me to the door. Excuse me. Yes? Ritsuko-chan, are you alone? She gave me a quick look around and nodded. It appears that I am. What of it? Nothing. It's just strange. It's such a large place. Not many people come to the cathedral. Why not? Nothing much happens here. I guess that's true. It was my first time coming here myself after all. But Ritsuko-chan comes to the cathedral alone on her own time. Just then, a beam of light shone through the door. There was a heavy creaking, and the silhouette of a person appeared in the open doorway. Ritsuko-chan turned back to look. Sister? Salutations. What's going on? You never come to the cathedral. It was my first time seeing the sisters together. I had noticed something familiar about Ayaka-san when we first met, but seeing them side by side, they gave off very different impressions. I caught sight of Masaya-kun. Huh? Me? Wow. I wonder what you were doing here at the cathedral. Uh, I wrapped my arms around my head and writhed in agony. Did you come to pray, or is it a rendezvous, perhaps? A rendezvous what? The word was familiar, but I didn't know what it meant. A sweet fragrance brushed against my face, and I felt my thoughts grow hazy. Combined with the softness pressing against my arm, it was all too much to take. A means of a lover's meeting. She breathed the words hotly into my ear. What are you doing, sister? It's disgraceful. What? But you see people talking this way all the time. Messiah-sama is a boy. You worry too much, Ritsuko, right? Huh? She murmured the word right in my ear again. It tickled and caused my body to squirm a little. This is absolutely not true. As she spoke, Ritsuko-chan roughly pulled Ayaka-san off of me. Really? This is still a cathedral. Show a modicum of respect. Oh, please. There's no believers here. You're such a stickler for rules, Ritsuko. Compared to you, everyone is. You may be right. I am right. I had never seen Ritsuko-chan like this before. She was always so detached, even during her arguments with Konomi-chan. She never dropped that facade. Now she was showing some actual emotion. I was seeing her all in an all new light. Ah, Messiah-sama, I apologize. Huh? My sister has offended you. Oh no, she didn't really. I can't think how I offended him. Messiah-kun likes it, right? Uh, I couldn't really deny that, but I could feel the weight of Ritsuko-chan's gaze on me. Of course he doesn't. What man would be happy to be grabbed onto by someone he isn't even in love with? You just don't understand, Ritsuko. Not everyone in this world is a saint. If they were, civilization would collapse. What do you think, Messiah-sama? Is my sister correct or am I? Oh, I'm not really sure. I found myself sweating under Ritsuko-chan's direct questioning. Well, there are a lot of types of people in the world, and they all have their own tastes. I wasn't asking for a bland palate platitudes, Messiah-kun. Huh? What we want to hear is what you're thinking, right? I would prefer the platitude myself. But you have a living sample right in front of you. Wouldn't you rather hear it from the horse's mouth? Well, I suppose so. What is your personal opinion then, Messiah-sama? Um, does it make you happy? I don't wish to believe that you could be that kind of person, but as before, I felt the weight of Ritsuko-chan's gaze. What should I do? Whether I lied or told the truth, I was in trouble. If I told the truth, Ritsuko-chan would be think less of me. If I lied, it would uh, offend Ayaka-san. That kind of person? Come on. How is Messiah-kun supposed to answer when you put it like that? Huh? You're trying to force him to say he wasn't happy. You're the one who was leading him along before. Fine, then I withdraw my question. I know the answer anyway. Yes, yes. Well, you have the first term vote coming up. I wouldn't it wouldn't do to damage your image now. Ayaka-san turned her smile back to me. It's really not a bad thing, you know. Ritsuko is just so fastidious. Ah, So why don't we put the matter on hold for now? I felt an honest sense of relief at Ayaka-san's words, but Ritsuko-chan's determination only grew. But my intention is to find out Masaya-sama's true colors. If you're just going to get a bad impression of him, why not save it until later? Huh? I just think it's such a waste. There are people you forgive and those who you don't forgive for what are ultimately the same actions. You're a fastidious person, so you can't forgive a man for thinking dirty thoughts, right? Well, yes. Well, that's fine in and of itself, but right now, I think it would be a waste if you started hating Messiah-kun. So, once you start to like him a bit more, you'll be able to learn his true colors and not mind. Like him? I don't mean it in that way. I mean like a friend. Very well. Ritsuko-chan nodded in resignation. You really are sisters, right? Yes, I'm the bad sister and she's the good sister. I can see it. You really seem like you belong together. As an only child, I couldn't help but feel a little jealous. Wow, you may be the only person in Vincennes history to say that. In history? That seems like a bit of an exaggeration. Maybe it is, but it's the first time you've heard it, right, Ritsuko? That is true. But sister, but sister, uh, Messiah-sama's role as an outsider means he brings many fresh perspectives. Fresh perspectives? After the dance, he talked to me about his impression of you. What did you say about me? She nudged me with her elbow, smiling in delight. Oh, well, I just said you were friendly and easy to talk to, or something like that. I see. He was the first person I'd ever meet who said that about you. Well, that may be very true. Ayaka-san shrugged. Do you know what I'm known as at Vincennes? I suppose you don't. The other Kitami Kato, like the least popular member of a comedy troupe. I couldn't help but laugh. You don't have a title then? Oh, nothing neat like that. That's reserved for people with a certain level of status. Hold on, guys. My ear got really itchy for some reason. Okay, back to this. Which meant that Pleasantary wasn't Ayaka-san. I felt a little disappointed. I think that's your own fault, sister. In what way exactly? Ritsuko-chan didn't answer, but spoke to me instead. You should be aware, Messiah-sama, that my sister is a troublemaker. Right. With that, Ritsuko-chan left the cathedral. For heaven's sake, Ritsuko's such a stickler for rules. That stuff earlier was just our way of communicating, right? Oh, she acted like we were in agreement, but I wasn't actually sure how to respond to that. Of course, I would never do something like that to someone I didn't like. You're cute, Messiah-kun. That's why I like to mess with you. So, it wasn't just a way of communicating? What do you think? Half and half, I guess? Uh, anyway, I'm out. Salutations. Ah, right. Speaking of which, Yes? What did you come to the cathedral for? It wasn't for a rendezvous with my little sister, was it? Oh, no. Nothing like that. Hmm. Confession then? But Ventus doesn't have priests. I hesitated, then decided it might be worth confiding in Ayaka. She was easy to talk to, and she was older than me. She could make a good confidante, whatever that is. The truth is, oh, this smells like a confession. Go on, tell your big sister. Come on, right here. At her urging, I took a seat. The chair was hard and a little bit chilly. I'll hold your hand and give you courage. Go on, tell me everything. You don't need to hold my hand. Too bad. I told her everything that happened yesterday. The sender was someone called Pleasanteri. Do you know who it is, Ayaka-san? Hmm. Of course, she's well known throughout the campus, after all. Well known? Really? I've never heard the name before. Well, it stands to reason that you haven't heard of her. She's a real beauty, but she's known for being extremely shy. Wow, a real beauty. I didn't necessarily want to date her, but the news still made my heart leap. So, if she saw you in the hallway, she would probably run into hiding like a nervous alley cat. But even so, she probably kept watching you from afar, gradually nurturing a longing for you. Wow, this was sounding really good. The reason she never showed herself to you today or yesterday is because of the kind of person she is. You mean because she's shy? Oui. She was able to give you the letter, but when it came down to it, she couldn't work up the courage to face you. I bet that's what's going on. I see. What do you think of plays and Terry? What the? Well, I don't think anything of her one way or the other, but I would like to meet her if I could. She went through so much trouble and well, I couldn't bring myself to talk about my desires for human connections. I just shook my head and vaguely, because she's a beauty, right? Well, I guess so. Anyway, here's some advice from me to you. Keep at it and do exactly as she says. As she says? Like about where she wants to meet and such, even if you never see her. She trailed off and took a long look around at the uninhabited cathedral. She's probably still watching from afar, just like Sombre's scanner. Ah, I see. If you just keep giving in to her demands, she'll eventually manage to overcome her shyness. I see. Well, good luck, Messiah-kun. That was on the 11th, and now it's the 14th. It was Saturday. 3 days later, Rise-san was very angry with me. Please, Messiah-san, you have to come to our meeting today. Right. The truth is, we mostly have free time. There's no particular business to discuss at the moment. But even if there's nothing to discuss, it's important that you come to the to meetings. That will strengthen the bonds between us. I believe that is what the White Lily Society needs more than anything right now. Don't you agree? Oh, yeah, I do agree. My, Rise-san is scolding him. I wonder what he could have done. Anyway, let's go to Maria Hall. Right. We left the classroom to find Chiyo and Ruko-san already waiting for us. Now, we're going to make sure you come to the meeting this time. Sure. Each of you take one of his hands. I will stand behind him and hold his collar. Stop. You don't need to do that. I'm not going to run away. Cool. Bell is saying he will use that long body of his to wrap tightly around your neck. Oh my gosh, Bell, don't do it. Wouldn't that kill me? Cool. He says that he will leave a hair's breadth. Breadth? Oh my gosh, the way it's fucking fun. That's nice, but I still think it'll kill me. But what have you been doing? According to Rise-san, you always bolt the minute class ends. Look, let's just go to the entranceway. The reason I haven't been around for the past 2 or 3 days should be there again today, I think. The three girls exchanged a curious glance. They actually did grab me by both arms and the collar, and we all headed for the entranceway. When we arrived at my shoebox, they finally let me go, and I opened the door. Ah, I knew it. What is it? I silently showed her the love letter. It was true that I couldn't afford to miss any more meetings. It was no good hiding it any longer. This is my a love letter? Not so loud. It was the end of the day, so there were a lot of people around. Look, I'll explain at Maria Hall. You certainly will. I should like to hear all about this. This looks like it will be a fun meeting. Oh my gosh. Well, what do you think of the girl who sent it to you? As we entered the room, Chio spoke up before I could even open my mouth. Well, I don't think anything about her, really. Huh? What do you mean? You don't think anything about her, so you're just stringing her along? I see, so I see, this is how men are, as they say. No, wait a minute here. Just listen to what I have to say. Well, alright. It would hardly be fair to, uh, censor you without hearing your side of things. Look, I should apologize for skipping out on our meetings. I'm really sorry. No one cares about that right now. Huh? I mean, there's no use worrying about it now. It was unavoidable after all. Ah, right. It was, it was so not unavoidable. He just went to meet a girl. I didn't meet her. Huh? She's been sending me love letters every day. I held up the love letter and as I explained, but I've never met her even once. What do you mean? Ayaka-san said that the girl is very shy. She says she's testing me in a way. She wants to see if I do what she tells me in her love letters or not. Hmm? What does she tell you to do? Well, stuff like tell me to wait for her at a certain place and time. I suppose that's rather normal. Then it was stuff like watering the flowers or doing a certain number of push-ups. Then yesterday, it was to do some shadow boxing stuff like that. What nonsense is that? I guess she likes strong men? No, that isn't what I meant, but it's rather strange, isn't it? Well, I guess. It had felt strange to me, too. I had decided to go along with it, thanks to Ayaka-san's advice, but what a very curious story. And you say that this girl watches you from afar while you do these things? Apparently so. Who is she? I don't know that either. You don't? She only writes her title on the note, so I don't know her real name. What is the title? Pleasantry? Pleasantry? I've never heard it before. What? Really? Yes. Have you heard of it, Ruko-san? I never have. Neither have I. Huh? That's weird. Vincent S was shut off from the outside world. I thought everyone knew everyone. Which means Ayaka said that she was well known. Well known? Um, as a shy beauty? Hmm. A shy beauty. Huh. So that's why you're doing all this. Maybe. That's not the only reason, though. Well, even if it's not all about looks. Oh, hang on a minute. I cut her off and opened the love letter. Hey, you don't have to read it in front of us. I know, but a lot of the times there's a strict time limit on what she wants me to do. A strict time limit? I'm not sure I understand. Still, I didn't want to announce her private message to everyone, so I covered it with my hand and read it silently. What's all this? What did she write? Apparently, my surprise showed up openly on my face. Shio looked at me with suspicion. No, well, it's... Come on, let me see. I can't, it's a love letter. Stingy. I don't think that's my problem. That's the problem. I quickly shut the love letter uh, in my bag. But do I really have to do this? No, you don't. The letter said this is the last one. It also said if you complete this final test, I'll know that I can trust you. I've done everything else. I can't just back down now. By the way, what does pleasantary mean? I'm not familiar with the word myself. Chio, do you know? No. I will have to consult my dictionary. The meaning may give us a hint as to her identity. I do wonder who it is. Could such a person really exist? Well, she's sending me letters. True. Anyway, do you have time to hang around? Yeah, she wants me to do this at 3 o'clock today. Classes ended in the morning on Saturday, so there were 3 hours left before then. Well, where is it going to be? Are you planning to Come and watch? What what are you talking about? Of course not. Well, it doesn't really matter. But I'd rather you not watch this time. She asked for something really strange this time. Something strange in the love letter? Yeah. I don't really get it. Are you so desperate for a girlfriend you'd go for someone like that? No. Well, it's more like a bitter smile came to my lips and I ran my hand through my hair. The best way I can put it is I want friends. Friends? I told you earlier about how I spent the past year. I was really lonely. I'm sick of feeling like a mole living above ground. Messiah. So when I came to Vincent Nest, I decided I wanted as many friends as possible. It sucks that there's no guys around, of course, but still. Paisan Terry might be a little strange, but I still want to meet her at least once. She went through all that trouble to approach me after all. Besides, I need as many supporters as I can get here. Yes, that's true. Anyway, I guess that's all I have to say. Can we start the meeting? No, we've been here 30 minutes, and we have no particular business to discuss. I believe we can end here. Got it. Anyway, I'm heading out. Messiah-san does have his reasons, I suppose. Yeah, perhaps I could soothe Messiah-san's battered heart. What's that supposed to mean? Have I said something strange? Anyway, I think battered might be going a little too far. I laid on my bed and scanned the letter again. Messiah-sama, please forgive my improper conduct in the past. I know that my requests have been strange, but the sincerity with which you have undertaken them has made me very happy. Because of that, I am starting to think of you as someone that I can really trust. This is my final request. It is unrelated to the matter of whether or not I can trust you. I only wish to know. I wish to know if you are truly a boy. What a weird question. But the pleasantry had ran before that she had rarely even seen a man before. After all, I am still not certain if you are truly a boy. To be honest, I I still believe you may be a woman dressed in men's clothing. What the fuck? She had made confessions like that in her earlier letters. That's why she wanted proof. Once she had that, she could prepare herself as a woman. What does prepare herself as a woman mean? It was certainly an evocative phrase, but anyway, that certainly would be proof. But please don't worry. I have made preparations so that no one else will be there. I will be the only one who sees you. Yes, it will be for my eyes only. I wish to see your. Oh my, how could I say that? Oh ho ho. Yeah. What kind of girl is this? What kind of person is this girl? I think it's Ayaka. Anyways, it was hard to say. I would know once I met her. I had dozed off without realizing it. I glanced at the clock reflexively. I still had 3 minutes left. I should take a shower before I go. Now that it was May, it was starting to get humid, and I was a little bit sweaty. If I was going to show off my body, I should at least get it clean first. Messiah-san? Messiah-san? He appears to have already gone. We should split up and look for him. Then this just can't be anything good. Now that we know pleasant Terry means joke, now for some fresh underwear. There. Well, time to go. I'm sorry to ask you to accompany Mitsuki-sama. I don't mind. I don't have anything better to do. But I really am concerned. Out of nowhere, she tells me, don't come to Maria Hall today. Yes, it certainly is a curious statement. In addition, my sister is unconnected to Maria Hall. She should have no business there. Maria Hall should be empty right now, shouldn't it? It's 3 o'clock on a Saturday. I'm sure there's no one there. What could Ayaka-sama be doing there all by herself? Really? I have an awful feeling about this. Let's go. Yes. Right. This is not going to turn good. Ah, I hear voices. And one of them sounds like a boy, which means... wait, Konomi! Not so fast. I think Konomi needs a... This is so freaking hard to freaking read. Her virtue? But it's a reasonable assumption. They must have come here to Maria Hall for an early afternoon rendezvous. Ah, Ayaka-sama. Ah, Konomi? I'm so confused. 5 minutes earlier. It was my first time in the Red Rose Society, room. However, its architecture and decor. Why is it in the Red Rose? Sorry guys, I'm reading this silently, I know. I fidgeted nervously in the chair. She was apparently telling the truth about precautions. The building was completely empty. I knew I would be in big trouble if anyone saw me here like this. But I wonder if Pleasant Terry's really is watching. I don't. Joke is watching. It was the same way in the cathedral. Where could she possibly be watching me from? When the request was for something outside, I always felt someone watching me, but it wouldn't be harder to stay out of sight indoors. The door was right in front of me, so I kept my eyes fixed on it, my body tensed. Wonder how long I'm supposed to stay like this anyway. And then, as if to justify my budding anxiety, there was a knock on the door. Ah. Mm. I am not freaking doing this. I don't even know, dude. Fucking annoying. Banjo. Ayaka-san. Hmm. About this is not what it looks like. I covered. I moved to cover my crotch, a pointless endeavor, as she calmly approached me. And what does it look like, I wonder? No. Oh my. She let out a sudden squeal of delight, poking at me with her finger. So hot and hard. Ruko-san said something similar. Oh no, You two are that close already? How close do you mean? But your muscles really are hard. The clothing really masks it. As she spoke, she continued tracing my shoulder with her finger. They're very hot, too. You don't have a fever, do you? It's because I'm embarrassed. Oh my. But there's nothing to feel embarrassed about. It's just us here, after all. Oh my gosh. The more I watched Ayaka-san's placid smile, the more I began to realize that she must know the situation. I decided to voice my concerns openly. Ayaka-san, did you know that I was going to be here like this? Yes, of course. After all, I am Placentary. Ah. My mouth fell open. I stared at her in disbelief. But Ayaka-san, you said you didn't have a title. If it was Ayaka-san who wrote the love letter, that might actually be a good thing. But she just laughed. Wow, you really are naive. But that's what I like about you. Huh? Pleasantary means joke. Terre, whatever. That's a Pleasantare. What the? I don't know. Huh? So that's what this has been. I might be slow on the uptake, but I'd finally caught on. Anyways, guys, make sure you guys put a like, subscribe, dingle the bell notification icon, and I am going
セーブす
to
るのですか？
save this,
セーブ。
go back, go to system, leave,
ごきげんよう。
and I will see all of you guys on the next one. Bye!